Here's the problem with this whole meme situation. I'm referring to the total mayhem that has been developing because everyone is claiming ownership of meme currencies and all of their varieties, creep coins, or whatever you want to name anything that emerges from that place. The speed at which these trends are developing and how everyone is vying for a piece of the action is just amazing.
Plans on remaining with the Chicago Sky after Rocky in the 2025. You may be like, Rocky, question mark? Yeah, you don't remember? She threw all of her teammates under the bus and then ran the bus over them. In that interview that came out, I think it was the Chicago Sun-Times. And her team
now is a huge tale that has been unfolding, and now is where things start to become really fascinating. Demanding a total squad change and openly disparaging your teammates while actually missing games to go sell sneakers would eventually backfire terribly. And that is just what took place in this instance. Angel the Chicago Sky front office eventually let Reese know that they don't regard her brand nearly as much as she believed, which was an unpleasant reality check. We are discussing a radical change in power that no one anticipated. Angel Reese recently experienced the most public humiliation imaginable.
Not want to come back, or maybe she's decided
By selecting Camila Cardoso as their Player of the Year, the team just sent the most devastating, indisputable statement imaginable. Consider the announcement's timing and its true significance. This isn't only a chance prize. This is how the company communicates to the public who they respect and who they believe will be a part of their team in the future. For a player who truly thought she was untouchable and could do anything she wanted without repercussions, it is the ultimate reality check. This action fully demonstrates Reese's actual worth to the company. In all honesty, it implies that her time in Chicago may be far shorter than everyone had anticipated. It's not pretty to see when the entire Barbie brand persona she's been promoting officially hits a brick wall of professional reality.
You see this right here. Camila Cardoso was named the Magellan Player of the Year. Chicago Sky. So she was named the Player of the Year right here for the Chicago Sky. Right? 15 times Chicago Sky Player of the Game. All right, 6 times Chicago Sky Player of the Week. 2-time Chicago Sky Player of the Month. I love this particular statistic. 40 games played. Woo! A lot can be taken from the 40 games played statistic, right? Because let's be honest, here's Angel.
However, this is the crucial issue that everyone should be asking at this present moment. Are the Chicago Sky genuinely interested in having her return for the upcoming season? Really, consider this circumstance and all that has transpired. After all the drama and mayhem that has transpired, do you believe the Chicago Sky should trade Angel Reese? This is getting hot, so please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Chicago is officially looking really eerie at the moment. For once, a missed layup or another technical foul isn't the source of the drama. The Chicago Sky organization made the decision to reveal to the public who they truly value as a player and a person, and they finally stopped being polite and diplomatic. Camila Cardoso was selected their Player of the Year. And I need you to take a moment to consider that. The Skyfront staff examined the actual in-court production and performance and concluded that Cardoso was the real deal, whereas Angel Reese was preoccupied with developing her own brand, referring to herself as the Barbie and making all these media appearances. We're discussing a player that participated in 40 games this season, received Player of the Week award 6 times, was selected Player of the Game 15 times, and won Player of the Month twice. Cardoso didn't feel the need to broadcast every internal thought and complain to the public like it was some sort of reality TV show. Instead, she showed up every single day and performed her work at an outstanding level. When you break it down this way, the contrast is utterly stunning.
It's very possible the Chicago Sky front office was questioning the injury themselves. Would they admit that? Of course, never. Well, Rhodes, are you saying that Angel wasn't hurt? No. I'm just saying maybe they gave it the fuzzy eyeball just a little bit. In light of the fact that the team was bad, second year in a row, precedent, from the rookie year and unrivaled of just stopping, not playing anymore.
Along with Angel Reese, she only participated in 30 games this season, which provides all the information you require regarding her availability and dedication. When you consider it, the timing of this Player of the Year announcement is simply fantastic. It happens immediately after Angel Reese made the decision to embark on this extensive press tour with the Chicago Tribune because she felt compelled to explain to everyone why her present teammates aren't up to par for her championship goals. For her future with the organization, she really sat down with reporters and informed them that acquiring excellent players was a non-negotiable need. Imagine for a moment being in that locker room. You compete professionally in sports. You've worked in this league for years. You've persevered through innumerable games and sessions. Then a guy who hasn't even mastered a reliable jump shot tells everyone that you're a scrub and that the team as a whole has to be completely overhauled. The level of disdain is simply astounding. Then, with even greater audacity, it occurs once more. She didn't only allude to these problems or use coded language. She was as subtle as a sledgehammer to the face. She essentially positioned herself as some sort of shadow general manager, claiming that she wouldn't accept the same mediocrity they encountered this year and that she would personally assist in luring great talent to Chicago in the worst conceivable manner. The amount of ego needed to say that aloud during a public interview is very astounding. Having high expectations and wanting to win championships are two different things. Telling your teammates and co-workers in public that they are the main cause of your losses while you are actually leading the league in turnovers is quite different. In the most public and humiliating way possible, Reese attacked the caliber and skill level of her present colleagues, making it extremely evident to every player in that locker room that she views them as inferior and interchangeable. Some claim that when things got hard, she essentially gave up on them and refused to play games. All I'm stating is what I saw. When she spoke, she sort of played them. I suppose I have to return because I have a contract. She really didn't want to be there anymore. Let's also discuss how completely disrespectful she was to the team's veterans. In this league, Courtney Vanderloot is a true legend. She is a 5-time All-Star, a 2-time champion, and someone who truly understands what it takes to succeed at the top level. Due to Courtney's advanced age and concerns about her future dependability, Angel Reese had the astounding audacity to state that the team cannot rely on her. Vanderloot had to openly explain herself and reassure everyone that her age is not a barrier and that she will return stronger than ever in the upcoming season. When respected veterans retaliate against you in the media, you've not just lost the locker room, you've destroyed any possibility of team cohesion and set it on fire. The front desk had already gone above and above to support Reese in realizing her full potential. In order to provide Ariel Atkins with the seasoned presence and leadership she so sorely desired, they expressly exchanged precious assets for her. With Reese's growth and success in mind, they made big personnel changes and forfeited draft picks. However, she was openly grumbling that their money and efforts were insufficient to fulfill her aspirations to win a title. She told the world that it was still insufficient and that they needed to do more in return for the organization's significant investment in her vision of success. The stark contrast between genuine leadership and entitled demands from someone who hasn't yet earned that voice was demonstrated by Vanderloot's answer. Without ever mentioning Reese specifically or lowering herself to her level, she defended not only herself, but the dedication and work ethic of the entire team. As the entire issue developed, other league veterans began to really doubt Reese's understanding of what it meant to be a true leader as opposed to merely a standout player who desired higher individual stats. How many players in the league will pay attention to Angel Reese's remarks on Courtney Vanderloot? How many talented athletes will think, "Yeah, I certainly want to play with that guy," after hearing what Angel said about her present teammates? With 3 games remaining in the season, the majority of professional athletes aren't exactly lining up to play with someone who has no trouble dismissing their colleagues. Reese had effectively told the entire WNBA that her teammates lacked the skills and dedication necessary to support her in reaching her desired level of success. That message was heard loud and clear by every player in the league. It produced this toxic environment where gamers questioned whether their supposed star actually wanted to play alongside them or just wanted them completely replaced with better option. The togetherness and trust that championship-caliber teams require became nearly hard to build under those scenarios. Then there was the enigmatic act of disappearing, which truly sealed her doom. Rhee turned into a professional ghost while the Sky were fighting valiantly for their playoff life, and every game counted. One day they were there, and the next they were gone. Her wounded status became as mysterious as a government secret. Team officials would initially report a back injury. After being labeled as day-to-day for weeks, there has been no medical update or clear information on her status. Coaches were unable to organize rotations or build game plans. Teammates were unsure who would be available for critical games. This circumstance led to organizational turmoil, affecting all practice sessions for game preparation. Rhee's story for a back injury fell apart when people discovered what she was doing during her strange absences. To promote her new line of Reebok sneakers, she traveled all the way to Indiana. While her own teammates were being completely destroyed back home in Chicago, she posted on social media about taking over her competitor's backyard rather than lending encouragement to her own team from the sideline. She relentlessly promoted the shoe release on all of her social media channels as though it were the biggest event of the year, totally oblivious to the reality that her crew was in full disarray and in dire need of direction. Because of her tendency to vanish whenever genuine blame and responsibility arrived at her door, fans began referring to her as the vanishing Barbie. Everything got much worse due to the total lack of transparency. Other teams in the league provided their supporters and media with precise, thorough injury reports and reasonable recuperation schedules. Chicago simply continued to claim on a daily basis that they were safeguarding nuclear launch codes or something equally absurd. Throughout the season, her technical fouls revealed an even more alarming tale about her emotional stability and mental state. Throughout the season, Rhee committed 8 technical fouls, which resulted in an automatic suspension that she was unable to challenge. When she smacked Aaliyah Edwards in the head while fighting for a rebound, it was the last technical foul. Unnecessary contact that revealed her frustration pouring over. The league applied the default punishment without a second's hesitation. The suspension occurred just prior to an important game against the Indiana Fever that needed to be won. Everyone in the basketball world was eager to see this particular battle. When her team most needed Reese on the court, her total lack of emotional control lost them. After that, the Sky organization was forced to implement even harsher disciplinary measures. Rhee was suspended for actions that were harmful to the team because of certain remarks she made during legally required media appearances. The label itself revealed everything about the situation, even though the team handled it internally and made an effort to keep everything under wraps. Basketball organizations just cannot and will not put up with Rhee's professional transgressions. The half-game suspension seemed like a somewhat inadequate organizational response, demonstrating that they were torn between disciplining their troublesome player and relying on her star power to boost ticket sales and revenue. This is the section that truly demonstrated Angel Reese's influence in winning basketball games. Without her on the floor, the Chicago Sky performed noticeably better. The offense ran more quickly and smoothly for longer periods of time. Individual belongings appeared far less cluttered and chaotic. Having a guy who continuously wanted touches and then gave the ball over at critical times didn't appear to burden the squad. Despite missing a large amount of the season due to various problems, Rhee topped the WNBA in turnovers. In just 26 games, there were 10 or 1 turnovers. That statistic belongs in the annals of history. Simply said, it's not the kind you want your name associated with. 20% of Angel Reese shot attempts are blocked, according to critics' analysis of her shooting effectiveness, while she is shooting from inside 9 feet of the basket. Furthermore, when it comes to total offensive effectiveness figures, she is utterly awful. As the sharpest critics like to remark, colleagues began to really wonder what Reese's true professional interests were. While being purposefully unavailable when the squad most needed her, she insisted on significant roster adjustments and enhancements. Veterans who had sacrificed everything to create championship mindsets and winning cultures, seen Rhee putting brand-building initiatives above of group objectives and team success. Anyone who was paying attention could not help but notice the difference between her words and deeds. She would not consistently show up to play alongside the talented players they already had on the roster. Despite her continual demands for better players and more talent, in a professional sports setting. The players' only meeting that teammates felt they had to arrange in order to directly address Reese's public remarks never ought to have been required. Professional sportsmen shouldn't have to argue with their presumed leader over fundamental ideas like public support and team devotion. When Rachel Bam told reporters, "I believe I simply don't really care," she encapsulated the fatigue that pervaded the entire organization. "I'm so over this drama." That's a well-known veteran player openly acknowledging that she was fed up with the ongoing media circus and friction in the locker room. The gifted player Ariel Atkins, for whom they practically exchanged important assets in order to aid Reese's development, had to politely admit the toxic scenario by stating, "We are aware of it. We're taking care of it inside." Even head coach Tyler Marsh described dealing with Reese's contentious remarks in public as a top-down organizational choice that went much beyond typical basketball coaching responsibilities. Almost immediately after her interview, the locker room was split up. Because trust and dependability are the cornerstones of any successful team sport, Chicago's team chemistry completely crumbled. Players must be aware of who will attend practices and games. When creating game plans and rotations, coaches must be aware of who is truly available. Fans must understand that winning is more important to their star player than developing their personal brand. All of those crucial components were destroyed by Reese's disappearing deeds and public criticism. Nobody could rely on their supposed centerpiece and franchise player because of the extremely toxic environment she created. The Sky organization learned the hard way that having a player who demands dedication and quality from others while falling short of even the most basic professional standards herself leads to unmanageable organizational instability. Indiana was demonstrating to the entire basketball world what a true organizational revolution looks like when it's done correctly, while Chicago was engulfed in all of this self-created controversy and disorder. The star player in Indiana handled her own injury setbacks with total professionalism and candor, setting an example for the league. She was honest with the media and fans about her terrible ear injury, which actually hampered her ability to hear during live games. She never offered an explanation or created needless uncertainty about her availability or physical state. Fans and the Fever organization were always aware of her exact mental and physical state. Even though her injury prevented her from playing, she continued to travel with the squad. She aggressively supported teammates while sitting on the bench during every game, paying close attention to every play and timeout. That kind of altruistic leadership creates a winning culture that, in all honesty, cannot be purchased with social media followers or Reebok endorsement money. She frequently complimented her teammates' defensive advancements and steady rebounds. She described her teammates as the most dependable and trustworthy players on the team and emphasized their shooting growth in every interview. In public interviews, she praised them rather than criticizing them or implying that they should be replaced. She discussed how they continually support one another through hardship and how mentally strong and cohesive they were as a group. Everyone on the court benefited from the scoring opportunities and defensive stops brought about by that kind of selflessness. The synergy that was developed in Indiana became so well known throughout the league that other teams attempted to emulate their strategy. After official practices, they worked on timing and court spacing for an extended period of time. When games were at stake, the mutual regard between top players and supporting cast members fostered trust that resulted in victories. Their combined growth demonstrated what genuine positive leadership influence may truly achieve. Players moved from having confidence issues and self-doubt to becoming the most dependable and consistent players in the league. They celebrated defensive stops as if they were game-winning shots and fed each other easy baskets. Fans were able to witness and experience the real chemistry developing on the court, which caused Indiana's attendance figures to completely soar. The way the entire team performed as a cohesive one, rather than just individual skill and standout performances, made games must-see events across the nation. Because fans wanted to watch a squad that genuinely liked playing and competing together, the Fever sold out venues all over the nation. The positive attitude spread like wildfire and resulted in enormous box office success and revenue increase. Because winning habits were developed and reinforced from day one, the playoff contention that no one anticipated at the start of the season occurred. Before requesting anything from coaches or teammates, one had to demand excellence from themselves. Arriving early for practice, remaining late to improve your deficiencies, and using your work ethic to improve everyone around you. That is the winning strategy that truly works. Because their best player realized that individual accomplishment and statistics are meaningless without team success and collaborative performance, the Fever transformed from being a lottery team to a realistic playoff contender. Compare that strategy to Chicago, where their best player actively tries to force her way out of the team by refusing to play in the closing minutes of games. For months now, Angel Reese has been attempting to push her way out of the skies, and her actions have made it very evident that she has no desire to continue working for the company. The worst part is that she might not have given it her whole attention. In reality, who would want to exchange priceless assets for a player like that? Who wants to sign a player who publicly disparages her current team, suspiciously skips games in order to take advantage of business opportunities and brand deals, leads the league in turnovers, and requires free agents to take a risk in order to play in her city? Reese criticized more than just the current roster structure in his public remarks. They completely ruin the franchise's future and reduce Chicago's appeal as a travel destination. If a teammate publicly says you're not talented enough, how can you trust them? How can you compete and fight for someone who has already declared that you are a contributing factor in the issue? Chicago discovered the hard way that complete organizational disintegration results from talent lacking dependability and leadership. The last "it's not you, it's me" message to Angel Reese comes from Sky's choice to designate Cardoso Player of the Year. It's the team openly acknowledging that their so-called star isn't really their best player, or even their most important factor in winning games. They preferred the player who consistently showed up and helped her teammates over the one who always caused trouble and vanished when it counted most. Reese lost her respect due to arrogance and entitlement, whereas Cardoso gained it through professionalism and persistence. It's obvious that the Chicago Sky have had enough of the drama and turmoil, and they're taking a totally different approach by rewarding players who genuinely show up and help the team win. It turns out that being a social media Barbie is insufficient to run a professional organization when your leadership is non-existent and your efficiency metrics are at the bottom of the league. Make sure to hit the like button right now if you liked this thorough analysis of the upheaval in Chicago and Cardoso's ascent to prominence as a true franchise player. To ensure you never miss an update on the most recent WNBA drama and breaking news, subscribe to the channel. Please let us know in the comments if you believe Reese will be on the team for the upcoming season, or if they plan to trade her before things worsen. I'll see you at the next one.